Just wanted to set it this dog no post editing. Just want to set a little bit of a disclaimer for this new podcast. All right, if you're easily triggered and whatnot, look, if you don't want to, don't. But I encourage that before you make anything, you listen to this entire podcast in its entirety, so you can understand both where I'm coming from, where everybody else is coming from, and so you can hear all of my thoughts correctly. Later.
This motherfucker's just talking.
Yo, let me try that again, okay? It's well, I guess since I did release the other episode, it hadn't been that long, huh? Hey, look at me, all consistent and shit. But yo, I still fucked up, bro. Yo, yo, this Doc now. Welcome to Just Talking Podcast. You know who I am. Because I just introduced myself, of course. Yes, that's the only reason. It's not like you guys. Dude, look, if y'all niggas still pull it up, nigga, I don't even know what I do this for. I ain't getting money for real. I should.
So,
Hey, yo,
the Ime Udoka...
Whoa. We're going to talk about that, though. I don't know if y'all heard it. He said, the Ime Udoka situation. I'm like, yeah, the Ime Udoka situation. That's what we're going to talk about today. I don't know how much of it going to be a part of the podcast. You know, I always add extra stuff, you know. But I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of a... It's funny, actually. Before the last quote-unquote episode that I dropped about the anime, some anime talk. If you haven't seen it yet, you should go ahead and see it. Woo! You know, a little bit of self-promo for the... Would this be breaking the fourth wall? Or am I always breaking the fourth wall technically, since I always know? Hey, yo, that's not a part of the situation. That's not a part of the conversation right now, okay? We just talking for real, man. We just talking for real. But I actually meant to have already had this recorded, but, well, I recorded in the same location I recorded the Some Anime Talk, and I was using a different device to record, like, not my usual, like, laptop/desktop setup. I was using a completely different thing. And I talked for, like, 30 plus minutes, all right? And I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much of the recording got it. And the worst part about it, I couldn't even check. Oh, poor me. But, yeah, no, I couldn't even check. I tried to look at the file to see how much I got. And the file was completely corrupted because the program just ended all by itself, man. Why is my computer talking about the U.S. currency? Oh, damn. United States dollar price is falling down compared to the Canadian dollar. You know, our money's hasn't been backed by gold for, honestly, I don't want to say decades. Definitely not. Well, when was the U.S. dollar taken off the gold standard? August 5th, 1971. The government held the $35 per ounce price until August 15th, when President Richard Nixon announced the United States would no longer convert dollars to gold at a fixed value, thus abandoning the gold standard. Our money's not backed by anything. It's just paper. It's just paper. Well, technically, I'm pretty sure I looked it up and it was like, I think a combination of blue and like red strings. I don't even know how they make green with that, but wait. Am I stupid? No. Green, blue, and red make purple. Oh, shit, dog. But, let's get back to the real conversation. The meat and potatoes, as Nux Taku used to say. Jibbity wee. Huh. That's a Nova email that someone just sent me. He's probably just sending it to use as a space holder. I'd be doing that too, but I send it to like other accounts. not to like my friends' accounts. But yeah. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm a Celtics fan. However, I'm not an idiot. Now, the first thing, before we even get through anything, the first thing that I want to put the blame on is the media for like how this situation went about. I'll explain that more. Second person, Ime Udoka. Third person, at least according to reports, it was consensual. So I am going to put some the third most responsibility for the entire for everything on. Actually, wait, pause. So I put number one, the media. Number two, most likely Celtics organization. I don't know how the information leaked, but if y'all those niggas that leaked it, that's crazy. And by media, I mean like the first hands report, like Shams and Woj, especially Woj, bro. I'm gonna be honest, nigga. Stephen A wasn't on your ass, but I'm there. I know what the fuck you did, bro. Nigga made a thumbnail, man. I'll put it in the fucking shit, bro. I've never seen him do this in my life. That nigga made a thumbnail. But getting past that point, what is that shit called? Yeah, so media, media, Celtics, Ime is third. Fourth would be the lady and or ladies involved because that, yo, that nigga a dog. Ime a dog. He a dog. But this is, mind you, I'm saying this because it's consensual right now. Well, actually, I heard some great quotes, but I'm gonna let y'all know about it later. What's that shit called? Yeah, he a dog. On the low. Here's Neil Long too. Oh my gosh, Neil Long. Dog, bro. Neil Long said J. Cole not too young for her. What about me, baby? Let me chill. This might be a podcast for a different time, but I'm not even gonna say what I was thinking of, bro. All I know is, man, shout out if you ever in those streams, bro. Cause me and my niggas, we be fucking talking, bro. You think this is just talking? Yeah. Well, that one, we just be chatting for real, man. That's why it's called a voice chat, you feel me? Let me stop. Oh my gosh. I don't know why. I feel a little bit cringy today. Y'all gonna have to bear with it. Bear with me, bro. Like I'm... Dang, bro. I was about to say Smokey the Bear, but I don't want to say Smokey. Then I was trying to think of another bear. Yogi Bear. Dog, this podcast is gonna be me jumping from the topic at hand that I'm supposed to be talking about. But continuing on, I put the lady and or ladies in fourth. Fifth, Malika Andrews. Those are the and that's the order. Now, y'all might be wondering why Malika's in there. Malika bad for real. I found out she was dating a white man. And look, bro, I'm just saying, y'all quote unquote sisters. Y'all niggas are the sus ones. All right, look, y'all might be saying that we brothers are dating the white girls and whatnot and snow bunnies and whatnot. Y'all niggas marriage rates are different. The marriage rates say a completely different story, bro. So I don't even know whether or not this dating shit is true. I've never seen a real statistic on it, but I've seen the statistics on the marriage ones because that's an easier statistic to track. Oh man. Crazy as it sounds, it seems like black women are the ones holding us back. But that's besides the point. Let me stop, because this nigga Ime Udoka actually did go for a snow bunny, so at least one of them, man. The one that like that people are like more or less honed in on. But let me start from the beginning. So at least I'm gonna start from my perspective, then I'm gonna go from further. So for me, I heard the news, like I saw the news like on YouTube and shit like that. People were talking about it, and I was like the very day it happened, because it was like, I want to say afternoon, like it didn't come out in the morning. It came out like more afternoon to like evening-ish, maybe even later than that. And I saw the news, I was like, fuck, bro. Ime Udoka? This nigga might not be here for real. He might get suspended. And then they started bringing more news like, oh, because of relationship. After that, I was like, fuck. I didn't even really check Twitter. I'm gonna be honest. I went to bed. I was like, cause look, bro, I like basketball and I like my team, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure if you go back to the records, I said I probably have Golden State winning the championship in the beginning of the year, assuming that Clay is healthy and everything, and he's able to come back even like 80% of himself. Cause I was, dude. If you look, I've been telling niggas, bro. I was like, Andrew Wiggins, he don't gotta be like an all-star player. He just gotta be someone who can do defense and like can shoot the three occasionally and is just doing his work. And he did that, and then they won. And he was one of the people who was like up there for Finals MVP, even though Steph Curry definitely ran away with it. I don't even know why niggas wanted to mention it, but like I mentioned it. I'm niggas, huh? But shit, bro. Like shit. I fucking went to sleep. I wake up the next morning. Niggas were harassing Celtics staff members that were women, that they were even like assuming. Like, that's what I'm saying. There was no real reports to denote who it was. Woj came out with his joint, and this is why I say the media, and it's like Woj and Psalms, because this nigga, bro, I'm gonna put it on the freaking podcast episode title link joint, whatever. Dog, this nigga. Let me see. Woj, Ime tweet. No, this is not the original one. I want to find the original. Yeah, September 22nd. This nigga, bro. Oh no, this is not even the one either. Woj's handling. Yeah, nah. Someone said Woj's poor handling of Ime Udoka news causes Twitter hysteria. And fucking this nigga, bro, he didn't even want to like. I don't. Not this nigga. The nigga who I'm talking about is Stephen A. Smith. He was all like, no, not Woj, when Woj was on TV with him. I'm like, no, it Woj. This nigga was all like, no, it's on Celtics because they definitely let it leak. And look, Stephen A is more connected, so he knows. Same with Kendrick Perkins, who I'll get to later. But the fact that this nigga fucking, it was on the 21st. This nigga, he, for his tweet, had ESPN sources, Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka is facing possible disciplinary action, including a significant suspension for unspecified violation of organizational guidelines. Discussions are ongoing within the Celtics on a final determination. Dog, this nigga made a thumbnail picture. This nigga had Ime Udoka's picture. Then he put a block where it says breaking news from Adrian Wojnarowski. And then he put his at under there. And breaking news, like, nigga, why? Like, that's how you know niggas were just trying to break the story. Later, these niggas say it's a consensual relationship. And look, he even said unspecified. So at the time, niggas did not know what was happening. And that's why people are like, yo, this is crazy. People are like, why are you trying to be a celebrity? Stop trying to be a celebrity and just tell us what the fuck happening. This speculation is ruining Ime's reputation. And then after that, he fucking does a follow-up, like, quote tweets it, saying, Ime Udoka's job isn't believed to be in jeopardy, but a suspension is looming. A final determination on the length could come as soon as Thursday, sources tell ESPN. You can't, and then someone else replied, you can't do this at 11:30 p.m. on a weeknight, Adrian. People have lives. This nigga's wild. He said you're teasing us. And then someone else actually said it before anything happened. And so most of this is like late, 11:30 p.m. So it was late. They might as well say what happened before because the speculation will be worse. Niggas were saying it already. And guess what? No real news. Now, the next thing that happened is that we started getting more reports, and the report ended up being more like, all right, Ime Udoka was in a consensual relationship, which was against guidelines. And there was like multiple different things. So like one of the things were all like, and this was like from Shams or Woj as well. One of the things was basically like, yo, you are Ime Udoka is. It wasn't. One part of it was like the issue was that Ime Udoka was said I guess a remark or a comment that the girl didn't deem to be proper, or at least somebody didn't deem to be proper. Somebody heard it, and they were not happy. Basically, I don't know if it was the lady that he was with. I don't know if it was somebody else. I don't know what happened, but somebody heard the comment, was not happy about it, and was all like, "We gotta pack this nigga up." Plus, additionally, apparently, either that lady or another lady, I don't know if it's the same person who he made the comment to, had also gotten caught because she was in front of a Ring doorbell when she was talking. I don't know if she was talking to Ime on the phone, but she was talking to somebody about Ime's and her relations. Got caught on a Ring doorbell, and now she getting packed. And now Ime getting packed up. Now look, this nigga make the comment. No matter what, I'm not gonna sit here and say Ime does not deserve to be suspended. I don't think he's deserved to have a 1-year suspension. If you're gonna do that, fire him. That's my only thing. A 1-year suspension is crazy. I think the most for that type of shit is 3 months. This is basically unsportsmanlike conduct type shit. If it's consensual, of course. And this is where the issue comes, because that's the report we keep getting. It's consensual. It's consensual. We get a law firm to invest. They got an independent law firm to investigate and whatnot. Comes to a similar conclusion. Consensual, whatever. But for some reason, they're like, he needs to be suspended for a year. And it's not even a pure 1-year suspension. It's a 1-year minimum, and then we reevaluate whether or not we want to suspend him. We want to suspend him longer. We want to remove him from the organization. I'm like, dog, this is his first time as a head coach. He led the Celtics to the championship. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say Brad, because I won't lie, niggas was sucking Ime a little bit. And in the sense of, I don't think Brad's a bad, like, the way niggas were talking about Ime this season was like Brad was like not a good coach. And he didn't take them to 3 Eastern Conference Finals with like, even more actually, because he had the IT. He took them to multiple Eastern Conference Finals with different teams, different lineups. He had to manage all these other fucking personalities and shit. And like, this nigga does that. He has one bad season. Literally, one bad season. And that's shown from he had no bench depth. I'm pretty sure I'm on the record of saying they shouldn't have traded fucking Al Horford. They should have fucking let fucking Kemba not come to the Celtics and kept Al Horford. I'm on the record of saying that. Like, this nigga was dealing with all this shit. Time Lords has been more or less injury prone too. So he hadn't even seen like great minutes. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Y'all niggas were out there acting like this nigga Brad was not keep making the Celtics a good team every year besides that 1 year. Maybe it was 2. Yeah, okay, I'll give you the COVID year, but Tatum had COVID. Then Brown was out for the end of the season. Marcus Smart had COVID too. Like, there was a lot of issues. And then the next year, I'm pretty sure there was still a whole bunch of COVID protocol shit. I mean, not to say that there weren't this year, but it was not to the same extent. And even Ime started off the year being bad. With a unit that was better than Brad's unit in the past year, maybe year and a half. So I don't know, man. It's just so like disgusting to me. I guess like the way like this situation was portrayed. So let's move on. I already talked about the media. The Celtics. Look, bro, y'all niggas are weird. I'm a fan of the Celtics. Y'all niggas are weird. because, as Stephen A. Smith and multiple other people have noted, inter-work relations is not something that was not commonplace, especially in the sports world. Like, y'all niggas can't fucking dude, even I know that, and I'm not fucking tuned into the sports world. Like, nigga, fuck you mean, bro. Fuck you mean. Nigga, I was working out waterworks when I was fucking 14, 15, and them niggas were trying to fuck this one white guy. All right, bro, I get it. Like, y'all niggas get horny. Y'all niggas are around the same people. Maybe she wears that one outfit that you like so much. Oh my God, that bit in the pantsuit. Oh, like, I get it to an extent. But like, goddamn, bro. Y'all niggas is wild. Y'all niggas is wild. And the way that y'all leaked it, bro, it's like, I don't know who leaked it. I don't know what happened. But like, y'all niggas gotta keep either y'all gotta keep a tighter rein. I'm just saying, bro, consensual relationship, they wanted to suspend fucking the Robert Sarver for a year. And that nigga was like, for real live, a whole villain. For years, too. Like, nah, bro. Ime's only been here for 1 year. At most, this shit could have only been like 6, maybe 8 months. I mean, shit. If that shit was there, if he was doing that for longer, then I'm gonna be honest, he's him. If it's been longer than 6 to 8 months since they've been fucking, like 6 to 8 months is more of a maximum. But like, if this nigga can woo that bitch and so they were for more than 6 to 8 months. W Riz. I don't know what you want me to say. W Riz. Now, I'm gonna talk about the power dynamic a little bit too, but I'm gonna get to that in a bit. So don't worry about it, because the idea of that has been, I won't lie, I've been very annoyed about the rhetoric of it. Not to say that it never exists or whatever, but I'll get to it. Honestly, I'll get to it when I talk about the fucking Adam Levine situation. I'm gonna add that shit in here too. Jesus Christ. Like I said, Ime Udoka probably got W Riz, but especially since that nigga had Nia Long. Don't get me wrong. That nigga definitely has W Riz. But yeah, no, I love that. But like, this nigga Adam Levine, L Riz to the maximum. Jesus Christ. This nigga was talking like an OnlyFans simp to that girl. But I'm gonna get past it. So I already said Ime Udoka deserves the blame, and I think he was the third person on my list. The fourth person who I said deserves blame is the woman involved, because if this is a consensual relationship, as noted, right? Why is Ime Udoka's the only one that got put out there, and put out to the extent, like, look, you could have been like, you could have even when he just got suspended, niggas were all like, there's speculation, but no one knew what happened. Like, even in the tweet, bro, people were like, you're teasing us. What happened? What happened? Then this nigga put out the tweet that fucking shook the fucking world. Funny enough, someone said if there's one person who will never get fired for sleeping around, it's Ime Udoka. That nigga being put in a fucking cage, bro. I don't know if I would say that. Oh my gosh. No, actually, the day before, it might have been even before the Woj tweet. Somebody had a tweet. If there's one person who never get fired for sleeping around, it's Ime Udoka. The Woj tweet for Ime even getting a possible suspension was at 10:35 p.m. on September 21st. This nigga tweeted this at 9:14 p.m. September 21st. This nigga knew. Oh my gosh. Yo, y'all niggas got burners for... Y'all Celtic niggas are crazy. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Y'all niggas are not under wraps like you think you are. Because this, oh my gosh. This is definitely the burner account of someone in the know. Let me see if this nigga said anything else. Ever. He joined in 2018. And he got green seats. Dog, yeah, nah. He only be talking like every week, maybe every like he's not like a consistent talking. What the fuck? Yo, that's crazy. That's actually insane. But yeah, no, dude. I I don't know, man. I'm not saying because look, I've also heard the reason why they said, or why some people might say the not why the females shouldn't have been outed, especially with the way the Twitter niggas were harassing like the other people. But I don't know if like they would have done that because niggas were on Ime's dick too, like saying, "Yo, you stupid motherfucker, you dropped the bag." Like people were on that nigga's dick too. Don't get me fucking wrong, but Jesus Christ. I will say, and my condolences, my respects, my apologies to all the women within the Celtics organization who were like unjustly thrown into this situation because of the terrible reporting from the media, because of the foolish ass leaks from the Celtics. I sincerely hope that you guys are having a good day, good week, good month, good year. And if any of y'all want to come on the podcast and talk about it, you know I'm open. Nah, it's like, nah. I mean, yes, but no. Y'all won't come to me. I'm not known. I'm smaller than the nigga that fucking made the tweet about Ime shit. The burner nigga. I'm smaller than him, technically. But yeah, going past that, I understand because people are all like, Ime had to be outed publicly because he is more of a public figure. And people are saying that, oh, it would have been weirder. Like, I think even Malika tried to get into this for Stephen A. Smith. Basically saying that even, what is it called? Even, or do you think, she was all like, did you think nobody would notice that Ime Udoka isn't there on the bench? And that's not what anybody's saying. What most people are saying is that at the very least, tell us that she also got a penalty. Because there are people such as Kendrick Perkins, who was in the organization and said that she got out scot-free. That's ridiculous to me. Even if you don't want to reveal her name. Now, I don't think that there would have been as bad of a fucking, or as nasty as fucking hair back. Now, Boston fans are kind of gross, I won't lie, in general. They're always a bit over the top. I mean, I feel like every fan base can be like that, but I feel as though there's significantly more of those over the top people in the Boston fan bases. At least it's louder in the Boston fan bases. And maybe they just got louder voices, you know. Shit, bro. I can kind of do a Boston accent. I'm not going to do it right now, though. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy to me, bro. It's absolutely crazy to me that they got nothing. They got nothing, and part of the reason why nothing happened is because of the BS with the Twitter stuff. Because people don't know how to fucking shut the fuck up and not care that much. It's just like at the end of the day, this is basketball, bro. It's just basketball. So you guys should only be talking about it as just basketball. This one says Woj clumsily scooped the Ime Udoka story, allowing Shams to clean up the mess. This is crazy, bro. I don't know. Man, man, oh man. All right, my fault. I'm back. I have arrived. Oh, yeah, no. For the most part, I just think that like, sure, because they're not a public figure. Yeah, you might not. They might not like 100% deserve. I don't know if I'd even say. I just think that they stood more or less should have still been a part of it because of how big and how blown out of proportion they made Ime's. Of course, this is all if it's consensual. However, and this is my issue because everybody's all like, "All right, what if the reports are wrong and it's not and it wasn't consensual? Why is it just suspension? Fire that nigga. That's it. There's no other thing. Fire that nigga. Put him in jail. That's it. What are we even fucking talking about?" So that's my other thing. That's like my biggest issue, bro. If it's consensual, if it wasn't consensual, why are we even still having this conversation type shit? You feel me? I don't know. Niggas are weird. They're weird. They're weird. You know? Niggas are weird. Niggas are weird, bro. Niggas are weird. All right. Now, I'm going to go for the last person who I think takes blame. And it's not blame for what happened. This is blame for aftermath and the reactions. And I don't understand why she would even do this. Because it moved the topic again away from like the main point, and it caused her to have like be the central figure of hate in this. And I don't think she deserved it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, she did it to herself. And now there's like other people coming out the woodworks and like trying to defend. I'm like, she did it to herself. Like, even if like, quote unquote, the reactions are crazy or whatnot, she called into First Take, right? And in fact, let me just play the video, all right? Let y'all niggas hear it. All right. Donna, run that track, okay? Give me a second. We're experiencing some technical difficulties right now. All right.
Smith, Perkins,
what I'm trying to do it is so it doesn't fucking come out through this, but
everybody that spoke on it.
That is not what could have thought about pointing this.
Okay. I think I found where exactly. Well, let me just First Take Malika, because that shit about to be everywhere. I think ESPN actually got rid of it.
Boston Celtics coach.
This is the full thing. I'm gonna kind of go straight to the Malika part.
This being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is
just saying it shouldn't have been publicized like this because it's never been publicized like this. Stuff like this has never been.
Just like you're not mentioning.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Let me rewind.
All of the
Their involvement. If you knew exactly who it was, that would alleviate the concerns of all the other women who have had their names paraded out into the streets. What about them? You ain't thinking about that. So here we are.
Mind you, Stephen A. Smith even brings that up. If they were 100% honest about who Ime was involved with, since they released Ime's personal stuff like that, if they're 100% honest with it, these other people wouldn't have been involved, and he notes that.
We're throwing him out to pasture, and again, Ime Udoka cannot be defended. His actions are his actions. Nobody fight.
Default speakers. Let me. I don't think you guys could hear it. Let me.
For black coaches more than me.
Nah. Speaker, real tech definition.
But I am telling you.
Okay, cool.
A firing would have been warranted. Or you keep him.
A little bit because I don't think you guys
have had their Celtics or organization who have been victimized because wrong assumptions have been made by their involvement. If you knew exactly who it was, that would alleviate the concerns of all the other women who have had their names paraded out into the streets. What about them? You ain't thinking about that. So here we are. We're throwing him out to pasture. And again, Ime Udoka cannot be defended. His actions are his actions. Nobody fights for black coaches more than me. But I am telling you, a firing would have been warranted. Or you keep him. But to keep him, yet suspend him. By the way, not just suspend him, but for the suspension to be indefinite.
That's what I'm saying. They're withholding some of his pay. They haven't even said how much of their pay they're withholding. I think maybe later they came out and said 50%. But, like, it's just crazy. Like, all this shit, and we're not nothing about the other people.
Almost works like a lame duck status.
That's what you did. You ruined his career for the next few years. He did it.
I
he
think
did
we
exactly.
have
But
NBA reporter and host of NBA Today, our friend Malika Andrews. Malika, do you have us?
I've got you, Molly. Thank you.
I'm gonna forward through hers as well, but not as much as I did Stephen A's. Same with Stephen A's response to her. I'm not going to forward it as much, but I am going to.
Thank you for being with us. And obviously, you had the statement from Udoka that was given to you. What's your reaction now after hearing the press conference?
Well, Molly, thank you. If I could first start with this. Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop.
The moment she said that, I was all like, okay. But they pointed it at Ime Udoka and Ime Udoka only. But that's fine. I didn't care about that because Ime deserved to have the finger pointed at them. However, there's other ones that should have been pointed.
What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here. And it was frustrating to me that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics.
And that's what I liked about Malika's thing. She immediately pointed at the Celtics organization and gave some of the blame to them, which I don't think people really noted within her long thing because of how she ended. But let's continue.
About what exactly the rule breaking was that led us to this point. So that I just want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what just want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens.
I'll say there that fucking Stephen A. kind of like put that there. I don't know if he already knew where she was going up from because this nigga already kind of had the aggressive shit in him. Like, you heard that. I'll respond. Go ahead.
Was like, upset. Why? That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But
wait. He said this was purely speculation and not fact. Guess who had the facts and didn't release them? That's what everybody's talking about.
They could have done more, and short of doing more ahead of this yesterday.
No.
They could have owned that responsibility in the press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved, and I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
And that's where she lost me and everybody else. That diatribe there, where she said, we are not here to further blame women. That is not what we're going to do here. And the idea that, like, the number one thing that people got upset about is because it was like she didn't even listen to what Stephen A. said initially. Because he had already brought that up on this is not even the first time he talked about this. He said it. I didn't understand where that came from. Not that I didn't understand, because in the climate that things are in right now, especially with how things went about, like people were, I think the female assistant coach or the female who was on the coaching staff, she was immediately brought up because they were all like, the first attractive girl that's close to him, we as Twitter are gonna go and we're gonna see. We're gonna investigate this ourselves without having anything to go off of. But we're gonna investigate it. How are we gonna investigate it? Doing a witch hunt. And I'm gonna let you know, witch hunts are very much prevalent still. They just work in a complete different way. Now these niggas don't burn you, like physically and like kill you. Nah, these niggas ruin lives now. That's how witch hunts work nowadays. Cancel culture, all of that. I'm not 100% against it. Like when EDP happened, I had that, made sure that nigga was packed up myself. But, geez, bro. This is a very, very crazy statement, and this is what got the world on ablaze and against Malika. Mind you, the Rachel Nichols situation and everything, and I won't lie, Malika kind of bad, but like all of that, always like people love Malika, love them. NBA Today is one of the better sports shows on TV, in my opinion. Like it usually is, anyways. So just this. I don't know. It really dinged her for a lot of people. I'm still gonna watch NBA Today. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, because you have one wrong opinion or you think one thing wrong, I'm gonna be automatically like against you. I just think that she was wrong for this.
First of all, let me be very clear.
Stephen A's response.
I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves.
It's already been talked about, but this nigga, I don't know why he messes up names or how it's like so prevalent for him to do that. Like this nigga old though, to be fair. Well, he's not even, I think he's like pushing 60s. Stephen A. Smith. How long he's gonna be on the, I put SAS, but like that's also statistical software stuff. Stephen A. Smith. Let me see. 6'1", this nigga, hey, he 54, so he's not even pushing it like that. But let's continue.
The fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him.
I agree.
If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him.
Yep.
My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me.
And that's what I was talking about before, where now look, this nigga interrupted her as well, partially. So this interruption, and his response to that interruption is not really as warranted. And it's a crazy response, and niggas were sucking him off for doing that. I'm not going to suck him off for that.
Excuse me, I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show.
So I understand why people were sucking him off, but like, it's not something to suck off. I'm going to be honest with you.
It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired, or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? Exactly. When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a disservice to them. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. Mm-hmm. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. Mm-hmm. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that, excuse me, make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been handled. You could have fired him, and then we could have speculated till the cows come home, but he's gone. But to keep him there, keep him employed, but in the same breath, suspend him for a year, then also that year is indefinite. That is the issue that I have. Nobody's trying to protect Ime Udoka, and certainly nobody is trying to protect, is to excoriate the women involved or anything like that. I'm talking about how things of this matter.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she thought that Stephen A was further perpetuating the need for a witch hunt, but that's not at all what he was saying. If anything, he was all like, the people know who the quote unquote witch is. There's people that know that. So why are we doing a witch hunt out here burning all these other women on the stake when when there are people who know who the witch is and she's out there chilling?
Usually handled from an HR perspective, from an organizational perspective, that is not consistent with what we have seen throughout the years. That is the only point that I was trying to make. I'm not trying to attack anybody. And if anybody deserves to be attacked, it's Ime Udoka for putting himself in this position.
And
I've made that very clear. I'm just talking about you got owners and everybody else. They know the kind of stuff that's going on. You didn't say anything about anybody else. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. They didn't say anything about everybody else all the other times this stuff has happened. But now when it comes to him, it's all over the place. That is my issue. That is my only issue.
I appreciate that clarification. And I think that getting back to Molly's initial question.
You see, and this is the part, and this is even ESPN on their YouTube channel did a disservice to Malika by cutting it off there. Because I didn't even hear this part. This is somebody else who clipped the entire thing.
That is what stood out to me from the press conference. My reaction to the press conference, and I appreciate you clarifying that, Stephen A., is that the only thing that was made clear to me in this is that we are missing a key piece of information here. That is my reaction to the press conference.
And by that key piece of information, what are you referring to, Malika?
Well, it seems to me that if this press conference was only a in-person press conference, it was not a press conference in which reporters could have zoomed in and asked questions remotely. And so if at that press conference, my question was, Brad Stevens is visibly upset talking about the things that happened yesterday, the steps that transpired on Twitter and online. My question would have been, you are not helping the women who you want to protect, that you are claiming.
Okay, but immediately when she made her first statement and everything, she wasn't on Brad's, like, don't get me wrong, because I even noted this. She said, she pointed at the Celtics organization, but then she just left them. She was all like, yeah, they're a problem, but you, Stephen A. Smith, like, that was my issue. And I didn't feel like Stephen A. Smith's point needed clarification. It was just like a listening thing. And I understand when things happen, when people, when something happens to somebody, they feel, and then they see something else of like a quote unquote similar manner. Because you have to keep in mind, I'm not here to say that there isn't a level of harassment that girls face. Honestly, I've always been vocal that there is. And however, I've also been on the other side and been like, guys get it, they're just not, guys also get it, they're just not what you call it. They're not those levels of harassment aren't taken seriously on that side to the point where people both other men and women will denote that it's even a thing. Which is its own level of disgusting, but that's besides the point. I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying that I understand, and again, it's going to be more women because not that guys are the only aggressors, or there's a level of unsafety that a woman will feel when there's a guy around versus a guy will feel when there's a woman, and I just feel, and there's an understanding of that from my side, to say the least. So the feeling that she got from seeing that, especially being a woman, being in that probably being in like a similar situation, that brought up emotions. And the way Stephen A. Smith, was talking, maybe there was like, there's things that like trigger people. There's trigger words for people. So the way Stephen A. Smith was talking probably hit a trigger for her. And because of that, it caused her to miss the bigger things that Stephen A. was actually alluding to. Stephen A. Smith and her point are actually the same. They both are attacking the organization. So that's why I didn't understand. But her question is warranted.
Claiming the organization needs to look inward at with your vagueness. Women need transparency. So in the spirit of transparency, was there sexual harassment that you needed to address within your organization? And I appreciate that Wick and that Brad Stevens said that they did a thorough investigation and they felt that this was the conclusion that needed to be drawn. But in the same breath, that vagueness is not helping anybody further understand what is happening here. In order to be fully held to account, in order for an organization to look inward, there needs to be a level of transparency that I did not find today. And I understand there are legal parameters that they are working within, but that's what was lacking from me.
Real quick, Malika, and I want to be.
And to be fair, Stephen A. Smith is all like, from what they said, and because he even said that the press conference was a bunch of baloney bullshit. All right, so Stephen A. Smith already noted that. I just, like I said, Malika just fucked up basically, and she got all the blame for fucking up. Unfortunately, do I believe all that blame was warranted? No. I've never said that Malika deserved like all. I actually started this out by saying Malika in this situation, like of the entire situation, she's getting excoriated as if she's like one of the worst people when she only had one issue.
Sure, I'm very clear on this because we know everyone will mince our words. And when you're saying transparency, you do not mean mentioning who the other party was that was involved in this consensual relationship. That is not what you're asking for.
What I am asking for is, was it in a consensual or unconsensual relationship? What are the...
All right. Molly asked the best question. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that ESPN, like, I get it. You have to cut clips and everything, but you guys did Malika a huge disservice on your platform, and it's actually kind of disgusting. And nobody's even mentioning, like, ESPN for doing this.
Udoka was suspended for.
I didn't
was he suspended for sexual harassment? Was he suspended for breaking a specific rule? And can you point me to that rule in the rule book? Why is this a suspension that took place? Because without any of that, Stephen A., I just don't feel like we have the full picture here, and that makes it very difficult for us to proceed.
We don't have the full picture, but the fact of the matter is they leaked the information, number one, and number two, they had a press conference where they're only talking about the coach. And the reality of the situation is you didn't have to have a press conference. If you're the Celtics, why did you feel the need to do so if you wasn't going to tell us everything?
And let me just say, they did deny, the Celtics did deny.
I understand that. They did deny that. I understand that, as well they should, because there's legal ramifications if they were to admit such a thing. The point is you couldn't admit everything. Why have the damn press conference if all you're going to talk about is the coach?
Malika, thank you so much for being with us. Obviously, respect your opinion, hold you in such a high regard. I appreciate the healthy dialogue here on First Take. I know you'll have much more on NBA Today later on this, and also your reporting. Thank you so much. All right, that'll do it for us. Stephen A., I will see you on Monday, and SportsCenter will obviously...
SportsCenter from the NBA.
All right. So, yeah, it wasn't even like a 20-minute thing. They stopped it at like the 9-minute mark when they could have done the full 12-minute segment and actually had Malika where she's like, oh, I understand, and all that shit. Now, there's also the thing with her and Kendrick Perkins, and the issue is that with that one, and I'm not even going to, like, do that. People are saying that she took Kendrick Perkins off air. Not really. She did dead the conversation, but in my opinion, there was no point to continue the conversation. What was really left to be said? This nigga was basically saying the same things as Stephen A. Smith. She kind of disagreed. Mind you, she noted that she only cared about about whether or not it was consensual and why and how and from there, if it was consensual, how did it lead to a 1-year suspension? Yeah, see, this nigga is saying Malika needs to be fired. I don't think Malika needs to be fired. There also are some other comments that she kind of made that kind of ruined it, but yeah. Now, Kendrick Perkins is a member of he's a member of Celtics media. He commentates for some of the games. He's a part of a lot of it. He won a championship there. I've been very vocal about how shitty a lot of his ESPN takes are, especially his Giannis ones over the years. But he's properly been proven wrong. Same with the Warriors. He actually said the Warriors would not be able to win a championship again, and then they won it the very year he said that. So he's wrong, but he takes accountability for being wrong. He said that he knew insider information because he technically is an insider for the Celtics. And that was my issue. I'm like, look, bro, you can't come on air and say you know this information and expect people to be like, or you know extra information and be like, yeah, like it's literally the meme. Just trust me, bro. Like, I don't blame Malika for that, and I don't understand why people were so angry with that. I'm going to play a little bit of it.
Well, one thing, Zach, that you touched on was just this gross focus on identifying unnecessarily women's names that may or may not be involved. And I think it is it isn't too harsh to say that that was a failure by many people, including folks within our own industry. And Brad Stevens actually addressed that today. I want everyone to take a listen.
We have a lot of talented women in our organization.
I don't care about what Brad Stevens said, to be honest.
And to me, I didn't like Brad comments on this, and let me explain why. Not the fact that he was taking up and protecting the women in the organization, but he said about the speculations and the Twitter BS and things to that nature, and how unfair it was to the women in the organization that is not involved with this particular situation. And I get that, right? But why is it speculations? It's speculations because of the reports that were put out by the actual Boston Celtics. So they didn't do a great job.
And he's part of that. So it was the Celtics for the most part that put out the report. I wasn't 100% in it, but from what he's saying, it can be heavily insinuated that Celtics put out a majority of this report, and it does not seem like it was like, oh, a leaker. It seems like, oh, these niggas did it purposely.
The jump of actually protecting the women in their organization, because knowing that they were going to sit up here and give out this information and go out here and suspend Ime Udoka and talk about, just give a little details. It's going to have.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, can we be adults and be like, the Celtics should have known better? Can we honestly be like that?
Speculating. And in my eyes, I feel like the Boston Celtics dropped the ball not only in protecting their entire franchise, but in protecting the women as well. They should have made sure that they crossed their T's and dotted their I's before they put this information out. And I get it. Now we're to this point, and now he had to go on here and he had to say this and he had to say that to protect those innocent women. But at the end of the day, man, it just ain't right how they went about it. The word accountability, okay? Accountability doesn't just go to Ime Udoka, okay? Accountability goes to the other people that played a part in that as well. Let me tell you another thing I didn't like about my good friend Wick Grossbeck and Brad Stevens in this press conference when they asked, is anybody else going to be punished? And they said no. And my whole thing is
yeah, see, that's where they lost me. Oh wait, can y'all hear
this? Right?
Yeah. So he said that nobody else was punished. That's where they lost me. Look, if you don't want to fucking say their name, fine. They should be punished. Point blank, period.
These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts that I know that, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part.
Okay, and that's, I didn't catch that the first time. Mind you, I said this nigga got insider information. Did you hear what he said? I'm gonna rewind it for y'all.
That, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime.
One of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka. Now, mind you, there's news that he had multiple. More than one. Don't know how many more than one, but more than one. Therefore, look, that's why I'm like, yo, nigga, you, like, how wild were you going? Like, I won't lie. If he slayed more than 5 girls, I might understand why it's a year. I might understand. Nigga, you should have been fired low key if you stayed more than 5 on the low. Because nigga, you knew, not only did you know the rules, you said, hey, yo, fuck the rules, literally. Like W Riz, my nigga.
Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that. His punishment, he deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this position. But why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Well,
that's the problem that I have right now. Everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to...
Now, look, Woj be on these screens, and I'm like, look, nobody be talking about his part. And I already know when he was talking when Stephen A. Smith was talking to him, and he was all like, Stephen A. was all like, no, you're not you, Woj. I'm like, nigga, it's you. It was you.
Said is that there was a investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here, and I think that transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we have...
He didn't speculate on that.
Well, I'm not speculating.
Sure.
I have the information. I'm not speculating.
But what we have to go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in.
This is what I'm saying. He just noted he's not speculating. He has the information. Well, nigga, if you're not going to be transparent and tell us the information that you have, and it's more or less entirety, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to be honest with you, Kendrick. I don't want to fucking hear it.
did this investigation, and the facts that they were presented, they came to the conclusion that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension. And I share your frustration with the lack of transparency, while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to a conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective.
First, she calls out Stephen A. Now she completely shuts Perk down. He had the information, according to him, and that doesn't surprise me at all. Kendrick Perkins is someone well.
You see, and this is where I'm like, all right, took off air. No, this is a dead conversation, and that's what bothers me. Niggas out here sucking Kendrick Perkins for the first fucking time, because I don't remember niggas showing this much love to Kendrick Perkins ever. This nigga stands on his own 2 feet, and I'm like, yo, y'all niggas saying this shit, but why? If he has the information and he not afraid to talk like this, tell us the information, pussy. The fuck? Ah, fuck, bro. Dang, bro. I talked a lot about all of this. At the end of the day, I already said Malika doesn't deserve like a third of the hate that she's getting, because she literally did what other people what was more or less reasonable. She came on, she misinterpreted something, she defended her point, even with that misinterpretation. I've never seen I've seen people react to the clip. I've never seen people go further than that, where she actually admits her mistake. That was the first time I've ever fucking seen it. So yes, no, I understand partially where people are coming from, but the fact that she literally admits to thank you for the clarification. She didn't really apologize. Let me correct myself. What she partially should have, because what she said is something that if Stephen A isn't as big as he is, that's a crazy thing to put on somebody. And it brings up a bigger conversation to a lot of other stuff that are prevalent within our society, which is why I understand why a lot of people got hurt, because it was a triggering thing, whereas they're like, don't blame all women and all that shit. No, but and you have to keep in mind, for guys, that is a triggering thing, because there are people who are in the military and who get falsely accused, and then niggas will be like, oh, that only makes up 3%. No, because in most cases, even when there's considerably enough proof for it, these people's lives are still ruined. There was football players who literally, the girl even came out for college, football players for college. Girl even came out and said, and she was caught for lying. Multiple people came out and said she was lying. Neither of the football player scholarships were reinstated. One of them got let back into the school, only one. But these niggas' reputations were ruined. These niggas' lives were ruined. And it was because the girl decided to go into a bathroom with them. And no, not even decided to go in the bathroom with them. She pulled them in, according to all the other bystanders. She pulled them into the bathroom, had a threesome with them, said they raped her because the guy that she liked in her class, she didn't want him to think that she was a slut. So she said that it was rape. And then they got excoriated for it. There's also multiple people who's this has happened to in the military, where they end up getting kicked out of the military, even if the person has not even just no evidence, no proof. So I understand this, and this is something that guys have to face, and this is something that girls won't even fucking mention, because it's automatically believe all women. I understand that, and this is what I be saying. Most of the time, it is even that most guys believe women. Nobody ever hears a woman say rape and immediately is like, I don't believe that it happened to her. What happens is that if she ends up telling the story more, or more facts come out, then people end up getting sus. But I remember when there was the DMV rape page. Me and my friends were going through it, and there was only one person who I was all didn't deserve to be on that page. And I knew that person, but the reason I said he didn't deserve to be on that page was because it is a fucking rape and sexual harassment page, and the him was all, and this is the only report that they put out on him. And then they immediately followed up with, oh, well, we heard a lot of things about this guy. Be careful. And the only report that was that they put out for him was the fact that there would be times, and mind you, this is a report from high school. This is really 2 to 3 years past high school. These niggas said that he would be talking about stuff that made them uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying that that's something that shouldn't be like talked about or examined. However, I can still say in the same fucking breath that it's wild that like they only put that part out for him, nothing else. But then right after said, be careful, heard a lot. There was an entire group of people, like frat type people, who were hosting parties, and they didn't even give that type of warning to them. But this nigga just be talking about sexual shit and like be very, like, I'll be honest, like this nigga did that, but like, and was partially pretty gross about it. However, the idea that that's all that was needed to excoriate him, it's crazy to me. And that's basic, and that's where I'm talking about, because I already noted where the trigger came from for Malika and women, and I can understand that. But the fact that there's not even an attempt of understanding of the other side for why she got this hate, or not even why she got this hate, for why this shit is happening, and because even the people who I saw that like try to take a step back, when they first saw that, they were like, yo, that's wild. Because even them, I could feel it. They heard what she said, felt slightly triggered about it, and was all like, damn, that's crazy. But shit, bro, I didn't talk about the Adam Levine situation or power dynamics. That's probably going to be in the next podcast. Probably going to be a shorter one where we go through the DMs he sent and everything, and then we talk about power dynamics as a whole. But this is the Ime Udoka situation. Doc Nah, just talking. I said my piece. Like I said, I'm always open to conversation arguments. But I just hate bad faith arguments. So if you're going to come on here with that, I'm going to clown you. Just to warn y'all niggas. I clown niggas regardless. Like, y'all seen my podcast with other people. I clown niggas regardless. Don't get me wrong. But, like, bad faith arguments is one of the things that, like, it's a trigger for me. Bad faith arguments is a trigger for me. So I'm going to be completely honest about that. Y'all niggas come on with that shit, I'm going to put you down immediately. But thanks for coming and tuning in for this. Understand that this was not like, I guess I do cover situations that are not like fun, or like I can't put any fun in this or really as much. I might have dicked around a little bit here and there, but this is something that I feel as though is more serious than most people, or not more serious, but like this is a serious situation. So I came on it with more of a serious attitude. The next podcast with Adam Levine and everything is definitely going to be less to this extent. I'm still going to talk about power dynamics, so that's a serious topic in and of itself. But, yeah, thank you for listening, man.
That was the Just Talking Podcast.